Hello and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings with Yephyrros
Heyo!
and Ncjedi, which is me. This is your line. Good talk.
That's Akaha. And we already went over the confetti fun shoots.
Alright,
So
this
good.
is not your line.
Click the button. I guess. It was still my first day at a new school, but I was enjoying it quite a lot too.
そっか。そうなんだ。
Whether or not she was convinced by my story, Akaha mumbled something or other as she returned to her seat. She's mumbling a lot to herself. I don't think she's okay. After school, I was alone and was wandering around the school building. This was so that I could take a look at some of the club activities. Film studies, the A-Tray Club. There's even an RC club. This is, after all, a specialist school. Looking at the playing field from the window in the heat outside, I saw the sports club practicing. Compared to my school, it's pretty calm.
Pretty clown.
It's pretty clowny. The sports clubs at the school I used to go to were taken so seriously. The sight of training before a match was one of grueling harshness. Wait, what do I mean, my school? I'm a student of this school now. I will go take a look.
Take a look at what?
That bush.
Ellipses.
I went down next to the playing field to watch the sports clubs practicing. Before long, I started to feel a little down, so I left.
Okay. That was unnecessary.
The doctor said if it's light exercises shouldn't be a big problem. I tried stamping down strongly with my right foot, and there isn't any discomfort. So I assume he had some kind of injury cycling, and now his leg's injured. That's why he was really salty in the beginning.
Blind lumberjack got him.
Yes, the blind lumberjack got him. There, the baseball club, which was returning through from the off-campus running course, entering through the school gates.
あ、水瀬。お前、水瀬だろ?
Is this Ampan? The one calling me was an old acquaintance. It's you, Taguchi. It's been a long time.
お前、帰ってきたんだってな。もう
So
部
you
活は
come
決めたのか?
No, not yet. I'm going around taking a look now.
野球部入れよ。お前ならすぐレギュラーなれるぞ。
You know what? I'm more curious. If he said his name, why isn't his name going up in the
I don't know. I was wondering that too.
When I was a kid, I often played baseball in the park. Some of the guys in the group that were my teammates or on the other team were in the baseball team. I'll think about it. I casually responded, and the baseball team members replied, "Come on, join us, seriously," as they returned to playing the field. If I could do physical activities, baseball, in fact anything, would be okay. As I grumbled to myself, I felt that I didn't want to go back to the playing field, so I entered the path leading back up to the back of the school. I spent a while walking around the back of the school. It was called the rear garden, but it looked like it hadn't been taken care of at all. It was just an empty space with weeds growing around everywhere. In that empty space, there was a garage.
Ooh.
Tea kettle. This looks more like a carpentry area. Oh look. Oh, it's for the glider. Hello, I'm coming in.
Hato!
Praise be to the duck gods. Hello, I'm coming in. It looks like no one's here, but I thought I should say something to let them know, just in case. Is this a place used for club activities too? Or is it used for lessons? I don't know what they're used for, but there are many tools and parts crammed into the shelves that cover the walls. Then there in the center, there was a huge object covered in a sheet.
Except for the tail, so you should probably know what it is.
Yeah. Good job, Owie. Ellipsis. The feeling that had washed over me like a wave when I watched the sports club strangely subside from being here. The tool in the dimly lit garage must have reminded me of the many times when I would tinker with my bicycle. What is this used for? I concealed the sound of my footsteps as I sneak inside the garage. It's pretty spacious. There's a tea set here too. There's no doubt about it. Someone was using this place. I get a strange sense of activity. I guess it must be one of the clubs. Wow!
A person!
There's someone here! Da 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 da!
Even though you just realized that people were using this, you're so surprised by the fact that there's a person here.
You should have stole their tea when they weren't looking. If she was in the chair, how did she knock you over? I was so surprised, I felt like my heart was going to jump out. Person over there seemed to not have noticed me at all. I feel like we just straight up tackled her, and she didn't notice. I'm not sure if you could call it a drawing board, but as she stared at the plans were placed, she was kind of groaning. Oh, was it a drafting table? Owie, you're in college. I see why you went to a sports school. Yes, indeed.
Ellipsis.
I'm sorry for letting myself in here. I'll be going now. Ellipses. It's no good. She didn't hear me. Her eyes were so serious as she stared at the plans, and she looked like she was really concentrating. How do you not know what a drafting board is?
When did he say he didn't know what a drafting board was?
He said he didn't. He said it was some weird drawing board, and so instead of the fact that he didn't know what it was exactly, it's a drafting board.
I mean, drafting board is a really weird drawing board.
Yeah, but it's a drafting board for drafting, like plans, like that glider.
I wouldn't know what to call it either. I don't know names.
That's why we can't have nice things. I didn't know what to do, so I just looked at her from the side. Now that I look closely, she was really pretty. Hey, why am I staring at her? Well, you just said it. You just said it. I hurriedly look away. 'Cause I'm blinded! However, it looks as if she still hasn't noticed me, so I take another glimpse.
Why haven't you left yet? He said he was going to leave. No, he's just...
How can the main characters derpy in a lot of these?
Let's just continue on.
She looks quite mature. Is she in the 5th grade? She's so pretty. Katori is pretty too, but this person is different and has mysterious charm. Ha ha ha, mysterious beauty. Whoosh! She suddenly stood up, turning out to be 6'5". Sorry, forgive me. Without thinking, I avert my eyes and apologize. But she's looking straight into my soul. Past me, actually, and grabs a big, thick book from the shelf.
やっぱりそうか。
She flicked through the pages and looks like she had found something, before going straight back to her seat.
Oh.
I don't think she cares about you, man. I'm sorry. In good spirits, she began swiftly drawing the plans. The pen made a nice swoosh swoosh sound as it ran across the page. The feeling of maturity that she had just till now suddenly changed. When she smiled up, and she looked more like a kid. As her eyes looked straight at the plants, they looked as though they had a crystal clear purity to them. Just like an innocent child, her eyes looked as though she believed that the world is full of wonderful, sparkling things.
Like paper.
I have a news for you, girl. The world out there is a scary place. You don't want to see the things I've seen.
Like the blind lumberjack. That guy.
You should have seen when he ran to the wind farm. Oh.
これでよしっと。
Her hand stopped moving. I got the timing right. Excuse me. She finally noticed me taking her TV.
こんにちは。
Even though I had unexpectedly appeared like that, she didn't know any signs of caution, and still in good spirits, smiled as she greeted me. Hi. I thought that I should say something to her, but I didn't think of what to say after that.
どうかしたのかい?
Hey!
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 Why are we saying hey?
Cause you stole the pawns.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
And the question mark at the beginning for some reason.
She's questioning herself, don't worry. She's questioning everything she's done in her life. Those aren't the eyes of innocence, they're the eyes of giving up. The eyes of abandoned hope. Oh. Sorry. I just let myself in here. I just transferred here today, but I was taking a look at the club activities and I got lost and came in here. And then found your lovely TV. I got a little carried away and took your TV and said more than I needed to, but she didn't seem interested at all. She looked at me as if to say yes and...
勝手に入ってくれて構わないぞ。
It seemed like a kind of blunt way to say it, but she wasn't angry or anything. She has a strange way of speaking. Well, I'm sorry. I better go. As I said that like a total loser, a huge sound echoed around the garage. What? What's that noise?
ああ、お腹すいた。
No! The giant must feast on the blood of the innocent!
We have a problem. I don't want to get eaten, Brennan.
And see, you have to be. It demands the blood of the firstborn. With a lack of energy in her voice, the beautiful girl before me held her stomach and fell down onto the drawing board. Drafting table. Was that sound your stomach just now? Believe it or not, girls are self-conscious about their stomach growling. We're inside the garage, so the sound echoed like crazy and sounded like the growl of a monster. 'Cause she is! Like, look, she's really a snake.
だったことを体が思い出してしまったらしいぞ。
She seemed to sway as she tried to get up, but she didn't have enough energy, so she slumped back down with her cheek on the drawing board. Would you like to eat this? My leg. Oh, some bread. Out of my bag. I thought I'd get hungry with just a lunchbox, so at lunchtime I bought some melon bread.
Melon bread? What's melon bread?
Bread from melons.
Bread for melons.
Oh, she plays WoW.
Oh.
That drawing board was really for her plans on raiding.
Oh.
Her eyes shone as if she were an explorer who had discovered treasure in a cave in some unexplored place. Or just some really hungry person getting food.
いいのか?
Go ahead.
ありがとう。
She took the melon bread and opened the wrapper immediately and bit into the contents. She ravaged it like a starving dog, a wild dog that hunts only for game. She was getting crumbs everywhere, but really looked like she was enjoying as she devoured it greedily.
おい しぶりのカロリー摂取だ。
Could that be because she's poor? Okay. Ew, I don't date peasants. Get out of my way, plebeian, don't touch me, you'll make me dirty. The fact that she was so ecstatic over something like melon bread actually made me quite worried. She didn't show any signs that she was thinking of my generosity and just ate up the high-calorie melon bread.
美味しかった。
Was this... The screen is not dirty, this art comes from her face. She murmured happily, looking
no,
as... Oh.
I think the screen is maybe dirty. I don't know. We can pretend there just comes on her face.
Uh-oh. Ignore that. She murmured happily, looking happy as can be. She looked like she was mulling over the taste of melon bread in her brain.
脳に糖分が染み渡る。
I think she just has a sweet tooth, man. She said as she turned back to the drawing board. Then she started drawing the plans again with incredible energy. From the serious look on her face, it seemed that she had already forgotten about me. She's strange. Not just a little, but very strange. Nah, she's groovy, man. Okay, well, I'll be off now. I'll make sure to get the police here.
Okay. Bye.
Perhaps she didn't hear me. You gave her food. You're no longer used to her. I put the melon bread wrapper that she had left behind in my pocket and turned to leave. I reluctantly left the special atmosphere of the garage behind me.
Oh.
Blood! Okay, it's not a blood moon. Don't worry.
Well, I guess that's where we'll end it. Thank
Save
you
the living life out of this.
for
watching this. Watching it.
This and goodbye.
Uh-oh.